Hello, all, and Happy New Year. Welcome to Let's Talk Podcast, where we cut the small talk and have conversations of substance. Today, I'm going to let my special guests introduce themselves. Go ahead, introduce yourself, special guest.
Special guest, Lynn Lama in the building. Shout out to Big Chlorophyll. I be calling you Chlorophyll. I know your name is like your real name is like Dave, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm Lynn Lama, artist, videographer, creator. I don't know, living human being from New York, New Rochelle, New York.
Okay, and our topics today go over art and health. So let's get right into it. But first, I do want to ask, how are you feeling all around, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm alright. I can't complain. I mean, I feel like I'm shaking back. Definitely, it was a long year last year. A lot of things transpired. I'm definitely like shaking back into my rhythm. You know, holiday season and all the chaos and stuff. So I'm like recharging right now. But overall, like mentally, spiritually, I'm good. I can't complain. We grateful. We highly favored, highly productive, highly motivated.
I feel that. I feel that. And so, what does your health journey look like these days?
Sober living now. Sober living. I'm like just giving up now. Like just everything, literally everything, like alcohol, any type of hookahs or whatever, drink, whatever, or any type of anything that's gonna alter my mind state or any kind of intoxicant. I'm good off it right now.
What made you make these choices?
I just feel like discipline. I feel like if I can discipline on those angles, then it's gonna just manifest itself in my physical life in different ways and open up different doors and just it's gonna trickle off into my business mind and my business moves once I'm just super clear minded and on top of everything. I feel like it's a good move. The more disciplined you are, I feel like it just trickles off into everything, all parts of your life. So that's my main objective right now, is just getting discipline on all ends.
What changes in yourself have you noticed since making these changes? So wait, like before, have you? Is this like a New Year's resolution thing, or did you already start it? Like been started?
Yeah, I definitely did like a little test run, like early November. I did 20 days, like no alcohol, no nothing. I've been stopped smoking weed for like almost 2 years now, so that was like I'm been off of that. But definitely like I wasn't like on some alcoholic shit, but like a sip every now and then. You know the vibes. You go out, you drink with your friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just kind of like I was just dropped that. I just went like 20 days. I was fasting, just all fruit smoothies and ginger tea and stuff. But then Thanksgiving kind of threw me off because I'm like, I'm already knowing it's gonna happen. Cause I did it like pre-Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I know I'm about to see my family. Da da da. We gonna eat. I'm probably take a little sip or something. So that kind of got me off my rhythm. But I kind of just started to know like I could do it. You feel me? I got in my rhythm like that, and then I was like, all right, let me start the new year with it. And I can't even say I've been super straight through the new year. You know what I'm saying? I slipped a little, I backstepped a second, but it's still early, so I ain't tripping. I'm just still getting the rhythm and shaking, shaking all the way back. So
And so yeah, so since you've started this new journey, like what changes have you noticed in yourself?
definitely the energy, like the energy overall, because like when I first even when I did my first little 20 days, like my body wouldn't even allow me to sleep past 5:30 a.m. I was just waking up. Like my body's ready to go. So definitely energy is the first change I seen on Rip. I just got way more energy, way more just even my dreams a little clearer. I can say that. That kind of started when I stopped smoking weed though. My dreams was like super vivid. I can remember them. Just a whole bunch of crazy shit happening. But definitely have way more energy when I'm on my sober wave. And just I'm ready I could go out and I'm usually like when you're drinking and stuff and doing whatever that shit makes you sluggish and just slows you down overall.
I definitely can agree with that. As far as like the energy thing, I've noticed like just being sober, you definitely have so much energy. And I'm definitely on the same page with the 5 o'clock thing. Like I think like as soon as my body, and it don't even have to be light outside, like as soon as I feel like the world is waking up, my body is also waking up.
Yeah, right. It's just a tune. Like I don't even know. I have no alarm either. I'm like, why I keep and I'm waking up at the set like literally 5:30. I'm like, why is my like even if I go to sleep at 12, I'm like my body's waking me up at 5:30 on the dot. I'm like, yo, nah, this is different. I'm like, my body acting unusual. And I'm like, yeah, that's that's that cleansing. I think it was more or less too, like because I was also cleansing. I was like, as I was cleansing, I was going heavy on the smoothies and stuff and fruits and tea. So I was like, because when you sleep, that's when your body really digests and stuff and does all the work in the inside. So when you ain't really got nothing to digest, your body's like, we done here. You don't need all this sleep. You feel me? So
Yeah.
when you really get in that fast mode, your body don't even need as much as a lot of things, especially when it comes to sleep. It's like the sleeping is just the recharge digest part, and it's like if you ain't got much to do in that area, you back up, you back active.
Yeah. And so like with all like I guess more time in the day, like what do you do with that extra time that you have?
That's my hardest thing now. Why even I'm getting into rhythm because in the mornings it's like everybody sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like majority of people I work with, they probably sleep. Or they're like, it's like if I get up early in the morning, I'll probably just drink some lemon water, brainstorm what I'm gonna do today, get organized. Of course, say my prayers as soon as I wake up. But I don't really. I usually wake up early and then I'll go back to sleep because I'm like my day and my activities usually don't start till like the afternoon. I don't have much to do, but I'm trying to start waking up and like working out, stretching, doing some writing or something. Just getting productive on that point. But I'm a after like I'm naturally I've been my brain is so trained to get active like late evening, nighttime. Like I go straight through the night or afternoon. So in the mornings, I'm like I'm not really trying to do much.
What did your health journey look like prior, like before? Because I remember you were saying that you were plant based for 8 years.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a strong seven. I give it a strong seven. That eighth year was a little shaky. I started eating fish and stuff again, for sure. But definitely a strong seven because I was like, man, that's a whole episode. But for sure, like when it started, it was my freshman year going to school. A couple of the homies, I was already kind of like researching stuff about like DMT and different things like that, and regular life stuff, and getting into that bag like around my senior year, like junior going to senior year, kind of through that whole year, senior year of high school. I was kind of just discovering myself and discovering life and looking at things from a different aspect and doing my little YouTube university studies and stuff. So I just was learning a bunch of stuff, and then when I went to school from when I went up my freshman year, met a bunch of people, couple cool dudes, and then we ended up one day just randomly chilling in the dorms, and then my boy coming like, "Yo, my boy got some shrooms. Like, y'all want to try this shit?" And I'm already kind of like pre-studied up on things like that, so I'm like, I'm down. Like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? There's like 7 of us, so we all ended up doing the shrooms that day. It was a wavy ass day too. It was snowing outside. It was a crazy ass trip. Like overall, it was just like that shit changed my life. But through that experience of me seeing stuff and my mind going and opening up different doors, and I'm outside seeing the trees breathing and shit. I'm like, hell no. Like that shit changed my whole perspective on everything. I'm like, nah, I'm about to stop eating. I stopped eating meat cold turkey. I just stopped like, nah, I'm good. And just stopped eating all animal products for like 7 years, yeah, 7 years strong.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. I know you've been on your journey too, so you know how it go. You know.
Yeah, I also stopped cold turkey, which is so interesting because I feel like I don't really know what that is. If it's like when certain people can just stop cold turkey versus people having to be like weaned off of it, you know what I'm saying? Or have cheat days. Like I even when I stopped cold turkey, I've even tried to have a cheat day and my taste bugs was like, you better fucking not do that.
Definitely, your
You better
taste
not.
buds change so crazy. Like another thing I definitely noticed. Your taste buds, even like to some people that kind of like they try to eat like me for a little around that time, and they're like, "This shit is nasty." And I'm like, "Damn, yo, this shit good as fuck." Like I don't know how you all like this, but I'm like, I kind of get it. Like once you in that. Once your taste buds adapt and you eating like McDonald's and all this different type of stuff regularly, it's like the vegetables taste like shit for sure.
I definitely feel that because, like, one thing I also did notice was my palate definitely changed over the years. And one thing I really cannot eat, and I don't consume this, I haven't consumed this in my entire journey, is sugar. Like, if someone was to put sugar in something, I would immediately know because it tastes very nasty to me now. Like, I cannot, like, I'm not really big on sweets anymore. So I can taste certain things in like foods, and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what's in this. Like I remember one time, one of my friends, I was over their house, and we were having tea together, and I had asked for like honey in my tea, and I guess they didn't have any, so they put sugar in it. And as soon as I drank it, I was like, "You put sugar in this, didn't you?" And they're like, "How did you know?"
You
And
done
I'm like,
spiked
"Bro,
my
I
shit
can
with sugar.
taste it. Yes, I can taste it. Literally, like it's a specific taste that comes with white sugar that like is just off-putting
Yeah,
to me now."
that's
And
that crack
so
cocaine, baby. It get you. That joke get you. I'm like, I feel it. I definitely still deal with candy. I don't know. I be having just a taste for candy every now and then, but I get it, like for sure. Like when you super deep in it, like the bitter. I guess it's like I don't know. Like the bitter foods start tasting better. Like compared to like I don't know if you were just compared to somebody that just ate like a regular diet, it would be like considered like bitter tasting food to them. But it kind of you, yeah, taste buds adapt and it starts tasting more flavors as you continue to eat it and stuff. So I don't know. I get it for sure.
So would you say that like right now, I guess like the wave that you're on, is this something that you're like just trying out, trying for a couple months, or is this something that's going to be like long term for you?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it permanent. I'm trying to definitely make it permanent. Well, I'm gonna make it permanent for sure. I think I'm just like as far as the alcohol, I don't even want to like put it like I'll never have a drink again because it's like I highly doubt it. Like if I'm just celebrating or something to celebrate for, you know, I'm at a wedding or something, you know, I might have like a sip of champagne or something, but I'll probably limit it to like champagne, wine. I don't think I'm gonna be big on liquor or just drinking liquor at all anymore. So I kind of just put that out there so it's not like I'll never do. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not too anal about it, but I'm definitely trying to just be done with it overall for good.
I stopped smoking just because it was like a number of things, but like the sluggish thing that you were talking about was one of them. But also, I feel like the more that I was taking shrooms, the less that I wanted to smoke. And
Hmm.
I also felt like there's a difference between doing something for the enjoyment of it versus like doing something to cope. And so like did you ever feel like whether it like you say you didn't really drink like that, but like smoking or like drink or whatever it is that like substances that you chose to indulge in, did you ever feel like you was doing it for like more so enjoyment or more so like coping?
Oh, that should honestly, I feel like it was like a fine, even balance. Like I can't even lie, I think it was just an even balance because a lot of it, I felt like it was also making me like a little more creative. Like when I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
my art, my videos, and my music. And then a part of it was definitely like just the last 3 years just being crazy, you know. So I'm like, you know, it just kind of had my mind off of things and just not really thinking about it or focusing on it. So definitely, especially like the last year, I definitely was drinking way more heavy than I ever been drinking. Just like vices, the vices was a little heavier than they should have been, but for sure, like I think it was a lot of coping subconsciously, but then also I was kind of benefiting off it by being creative while I was, you know, doing my thing. So it was kind of like recreational at the same time, but also like subconsciously I was coping by doing what I was doing.
I think there it's not even like the substance itself most times, it's just like the intention that we have with it, like just like you said, like you was getting creative with it. Like that's one of the reasons why if I do partake in it, like that's why I do smoke, is just like for creativity purposes. And so I just feel like we all just got to find a balance with that.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. That's why I'm like it's just finding different outlets that could bring out that same energy in you or unlock that same part of your brain. And it's not yeah, it's not like super depending on what you're trying to do, honestly, but it's so weird too, cause like I used to like use the weed for the same thing, but now it's like nothing can make me ever pick up a spliff and smoke again. Like I have no interest in weed at all. Like I don't like how it makes me feel. Nothing. I don't like the smell of it, the taste of it. Like nothing. Like it's weird because I used to be a heavy smoker, like 3, 4 spliffs a day. Like I would feel weird if I go a day if I didn't smoke. I'd be like, damn, I ain't smoked today. Like I just feel weird. Now it's like nothing can make me smoke no weed. So it's like I don't know. I guess it's like my body just outgrew, and it's weird. So I feel like I don't know. I guess that just happens because like even with allergies, like regular seasonal, like spring allergies, when I was growing up, my allergies was the worst. Like itching my eyes all day, nose stuffy, running. And now when spring comes, I don't have any allergies for the last 3 years. They didn't affect me at all. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. Cause like even my like one of my family members was allergic to shrimp, and now they can eat shrimp a little bit. then that's weird because I used to be super allergic to shrimp. I'm like, I guess the body just evolves and transforms over years in those ways when it comes to allergies.
I've thankfully never had allergies in my life, so I can't relate.
Bless. God's favorite.
But what I will say is about the whole like changing thing is when I was younger, I used to get tore up by mosquitoes, and I have not
Oh,
since I've
yeah.
gotten older,
I
I do
already.
not get bit up by mosquitoes. Like I'm probably the only person. If it's me and a group of friends, we all go in the woods. I'm wearing like a tank top and some shorts. Everybody all covered up, and I'm the only one that's gonna come out with no mosquito bites,
You
nothing.
know what that's accredited to? I don't know if your friends on the same wave, but that is 100% due to your diet. Yeah, like when I was on my plant based, even since I've been on, like I don't get mosquito bites like that either. But I definitely did when I was younger. Like I think it's just like they can smell it in your blood, like the salt, the sugar, the everything that's in the processed foods. And then once you cut it out, they're like, man, we don't want none of that blood. We want the Big Mac over there. We want the Popeyes chicken. That's what we want. So I think definitely that's diet. I noticed that. That's for sure.
Yeah. So what's taking up most of your headspace these days?
Being successful and it shouldn't be. I can't even say like I'm already successful. That's why I always like because it's like it's a weird balance with me. Like because I understand life in those ways. Like I understand like God's time and the Most High's timing and things like that. So and I understand how good I have it, even though it's like I'm not where I want to be, but I know how good I have it and how good my life is. So I'm like I don't be tripping, but I also sometimes it dawns on me, be like I want to do this, that. Like I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot of my mind space goes to that and things I want to do and yeah, majority of my mind space is just things I'm about to create, and I know what I'm about to create. And I just need to gather different resources to make it happen and put it in the physical. But my mind is definitely occupied with 95% of just creation and art and things I want to do, projects. So yeah, that's what I'll mostly be thinking of, to be honest.
And when you say successful, like what does success mean to you personally?
I think just um as far as like personally success for me is just getting the goals that I want as far as like projects. Like I feel like once I do get certain projects done and objectives that I always wanted to do, like film and different projects. You know what I'm saying? Like different musical things or different just working with different people. I feel like I'll be like, okay, I'm successful in no ways because I got done what I wanted to get done. So even if it's like it's not really a monetary thing, and also it's more of a comfortability thing as well. Like as long as my bills is paid, my family happy, the people around me is happy, I'm gonna feel successful rather if I got 50,000 in my account or I got 500 million. You know,
Yeah, I feel that. So what is your craft? Like what are you passionate about?
definitely feel anything with camera related and music is my main two passions. My main two business focuses. Anything in the media space as far as film and music.
And what made you get into it? Like when have you always been interested in it?
Yeah, I feel like I always been doing this since young. To be honest, like when I was in elementary school, I was playing instruments. I used to play violin, piano, and my pops before he left back to Jamaica when I was like 6, 7, he left like a camcorder, like a video camera in the crib. So me and my brother used to play around with it and make like little stupid home videos and stuff like that. So that got my interest into film and how to put a movie together because we were doing it like not even really. I don't even know how we was coming up with these ideas, but we were literally making like short films with the camcorder. Like back in the day, the cassettes and the VCR,
Mm-hmm.
we used to stop it and rewind it, and if we want to shoot over a part and edit it, it was crazy. We was figuring it out though, but from there I was like, nah, I want to make movies. I want to do this, that. I want to do films. I want to do videos, and then the music. I started like fourth, fifth grade. Me and my brother and my best friend at the time, and we made a group and we just making music in the crib. We was making CDs, all type of shit, straight through middle school. And then obviously I took a break like through high school. I wasn't really on any of that. I was just super ballless life from playing basketball. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm going to college for basketball. This is what I'm doing. So I was just ball like from all through high school. I don't think I shot a video or made any. So I probably made like 2 songs in high school. And then I was just after high school. I was like, all right. Once I realized college wasn't really gonna be my thing, I was like, all right, let me just go back to what I really love to do and start creating an actual business out of it. And that's when I was like, I just jumped back into it and just got super all the way 100% in.
So How did you know, like, at what point did you realize that a regular, like, job structure wasn't really for you?
Man, when I'm trying to call out and they talking about coming still, I'm like, hell no. When they talk about firing me for calling out, I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me. Because one thing about it, my freedom is number one. I ain't going. That's one thing I ain't gonna play about. So that definitely put it into my mind. Like, all right, I'm not built for a job. Like, if it's not super flexible, or it's like, I could work when I want to, come in when I want to. Like, I ain't. It's not really for me. So I was like, I got to figure it out because I'm not too down with this for sure.
I definitely feel that.
Word.
And then, like, what challenges would you say that you have faced along your entrepreneur journey so far?
Challenges. I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's too many like challenges, more than inconveniences. Like
Okay, so we can say inconveniences. Like, what do you feel like some
yeah,
inconveniences are with being like an entrepreneur, like versus just having like a regular job?
definitely like not having a guaranteed check every 2 weeks or every week. Just knowing like, all right, like if you don't work or go out, you're not gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you need to make sure you're doing something that's getting paid because the bills don't stop. So that's one thing. And then I guess just also being in the field of entrepreneurship with other people that are kind of like halfway into it when this is like your full life. And so
Hmm.
people kind of like, they'll like take advantage, like play with your time, or they're like not so serious, and they'll start stuff and just stop and just not communicate, and just you end up wasting a lot of time. You go through the trials and errors of collaborating and things like that. So that's like another inconvenience of it in a way because it's not like super structured where it's like we got an HR team and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's like,
you are the HR.
yeah, you everything. You the HR, you the manager, you the everything. So you the worker. So that's pretty much the inconvenience overall of it. But everything else is pretty smooth. Like I don't have too much complaints. I guess it's just also being inconvenient. Like you don't have a schedule really. Is you working 24 hours rather than working 8 hours a day.
Do you ever become overwhelmed?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I always go through little seasons of overbooking myself, like on accident. So I have like 8 shoots in a week, and then I have to edit. Everybody hit me up for their work. Oh, what's this with the video and the other photos? And I'll be like, that. That definitely gets overwhelming sometimes. And so I'm kind of getting better with that. Just picking projects that I actually really 100% want to do. So I'm not like having a headache or like being annoyed while trying to edit it and produce the work for it. Because sometimes it gets different when you're like, all right, I kind of need this bread, so I'm gonna do this project, but I'm not really into it.
Hmm.
It's annoying doing that because the editing process is so annoying. Like trying to produce the work for it, you're not really into it, so you're like, and you're just dragging through it. So I'm definitely getting better with that.
And what do you feel like what does your creative process look like?
Oh, it's random. Honestly, I can't rely. It's just I just be doing whatever. Honestly, especially when it comes to music. Um, Well, the music is actually not too bad. Like usually my boys, whoever I work with, like several different producers, like from Detroit to Brazil, and they'll send me like beat packs, and I'll just whatever beat. If I hear a beat and it just makes me automatically start rapping over it or coming up with lines, I'll just cue it up, put it into my music program. I got the little mic here. I got the studio, like a little in-house studio set up, and I usually just record it. I just punch in line for line, like off that. I recently, like not recently, but like for a few years, and I just stopped writing overall. I just like to record as it comes to my mind and just stop, and I'll record the next line, and stop and record the next line, and then after that, I'll just save the draft for that, then go to the actual studio and just record it for real. So that's as far as the music. That's how I make my songs now. Videos. Videos is kind of straightforward. If I'm shooting like a music video for somebody, we'll just shoot 20, 30 shots. You know what I'm saying? I'll just pick the best scenes out of all them shots. We'll just keep shooting, go to different locations. And then I'm just in the crib. After that, I'm in the crib for a whole day editing hours on hours. That's kind of gets annoying sometimes. Videos do get tedious sometimes, but it's fun still over, especially if I like the song or if I like the project, if I'm shooting a commercial or a promo thing or just like some behind the scenes. That's pretty chill. So I'll be in the crib just editing, sitting in front of the computer for hours.
And so, like, when you are doing a project, like, how do you know that that project is done? Like, what makes it finished to you?
If I like it, pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I don't try to overthink it. That's kind of like that's been my advantage because I know a lot of artists struggle with perfectionism and thinking about what other people think and this, just trying to get it to be industry standard or whatever they're thinking about. But I'm like, if I fuck with it, it's cool. Let's put it out. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's annoying sometimes working with different clients. I'll be like, can you change this? Can you change that? Can you change that? But I try to be open minded. Like, all right, it'll look cool. I'll do it. I'll change it. But I like it. I feel like I got good taste. So if I like it, it's dope. Yeah, that's just how I feel. So I just put it out. I don't try to overthink it because usually, yeah, I got good taste. I think it's a good amount of people gonna like it if I like it. So I ain't tripping.
And do you feel like you have like a style when it comes to your work?
People have told me that, but I don't consciously focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really say if I have a style. But people have told me different things of like what they compare me to or what it looks like or what it feels like. But I just kind of just be doing what I do. I don't, like I said, I don't be trying to think too deep into it. I just try to do it if it feels natural to me. Like even a song, like if it's taking me too long to make, I probably won't finish it. Like I usually any song I put out, especially the last like 2 years, I finished it in like 30 minutes. Like
Oh,
if it doesn't come to me like that, then I'm not. I don't want to put it out. I don't feel like it's it. If it's taking too long to do or if it feels forced, like I don't even mess with it. So
and do you feel like where you're from influences your work?
oh yeah, 100% for sure. I'm from New York, so that it's just a whole bunch of it's a mix of everybody out here, and I'm like, I'm in New Rochelle, New York. For people that don't know, for geographical reference, we're 10 minutes from the Bronx and like 30 minutes from Times Square, like New York City. So some people be like, "Where's New Rochelle? Where's Westchester?" Like literally, I could walk to the Bronx from my house. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in New
Okay.
Rochelle. So, but a lot of people, even from the city, they be like, "Oh, Westchester's upstate," or they don't really get it. Like we're right here. You know what I'm saying? Like literally right next to the city. So, but yeah, that is literally. I grew up with every kind of person you could think of, like all different cultures. Like, there's a whole bunch of it's Indians out here, it's Italians, it's Jews, it's regular white people, Europeans. You want to call them? It's Africans, it's black people. You know what I'm saying? It's literally every type of person that lives in my city. That's why I love how I grew up and where I grew up because especially in my town, more than any of the surrounding cities and towns, like we literally have a balance of every single culture from like Mexicans, everybody. Like we have every single culture. So I learned a little bit about every different type of culture and every different kind of person, and that influenced my art 100%. Influenced everything my whole life. Period. Definitely, because I just was always around everybody, all type of people.
And outside of that, like, where do you get like other inspiration from?
Other dope people. That's it. Life. It could be anybody as long as they're dope to me and they're doing something cool, like I'm inspired in some type of way. It could be anything, like from skateboarders to Lego designers to welding experts. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if they're doing something cool, I'm like, and I think it's dope. Or I see, it's like I'm into it. I like learning about new stuff. I like seeing people passionate about anything. I don't care what it is. If you build toothpick houses or whatever you do, you know what I'm saying? If you're passionate about it, I'm into it. I'm right with you.
And if you could open up for any artist, who would it be?
Oh, just just one artist.
Okay, you can pick a couple. Like if you can open up for any artist, a couple, one, two, three, it don't matter.
Yeah, that's hard. I ain't gonna lie, it's still hard. I'm like, I'm kind of thinking like who I would like. I don't want to create nobody's style, 'cause I got a different kind of style to my joint. It got to make sense. So like everybody off rip, everybody's like Currency. People been hitting me forever, like yo, collab with Currency, do this, that. You know what I'm saying? So off rip for sure, I open up a Currency. I know me and him would do some dope shit. Um, I feel like Jay-Z, probably, yeah. I open up for Jay, like I could get in my J bag for real. They going you know what I'm saying? I could get in that bag. So I feel like J, I could probably open up for like I would want to open up for um, maybe like a Schoolboy Q, Kendrick.
Okay.
I fuck a Schoolboy Q for sure. Kendrick. Um, who else? Popcorn. Even though he on some reggae dancehall shit, but I'll open up for Popcorn just off the strength. That's my dog. Yeah, I mean it's probably a couple more, but yeah, it's they out there for sure. I wouldn't mind opening up for a lot of different artists that I respect.
Okay, okay. And outside of like film and music, are there any other creative outlets that you tap into?
Skateboarding, I used to get to skateboarding a little bit. I think that's like an art form in its way. Skating is cool. I used to draw heavy. I haven't drawn in a while. I'm rusty as hell, but I used to draw heavy, just like all different type of arts, portraits and graffiti. Yeah, I'll tap into that every now and then. Even if I'm just sketching or just doodling when I'm bored, that's when I like drawing.
What made you stop doing it so often?
I don't know, maybe like lack of equipment and stuff because a lot of it was because I was going to school, so they had they got the easels and
Okay, yeah.
sketchbooks and the markers. So like I didn't really like often like go to the art store and buy it and bring that stuff to the crib. So if it just wasn't in my house, I that was kind of like a thing I did when I went to school, to be honest. So once I left school, it was like I'm not really out buying art supplies and stuff. So I just kind of fell back from it. Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add as far as like health or art?
As far as health, yeah, we can go on for days about the health. I don't know. It's something you already know. I don't know. I don't know. I just advise people walk barefoot in the grass, go outside, get some sunlight, get out the house, turn off your phone every now and then, just go in nature, enjoy the nature sounds. Being out in nature, period. I feel like it's good for the spirit. It's good for the soul. It's good for your vibration, uplifting your you know what I'm saying, uplifting your vibes overall. I feel like overall we should just maintain more balance with that, a nature business balance, a nature society balance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we get more into that, it would minimize the mental health boom and stuff like that that's going on, especially when it comes to dieting too. I feel like a lot of the chemicals, especially in American food, is causing people to have these different moods and these
Hmm.
different chemical imbalances in their mental that's creating things like depression and anxiety. I think that's all just imbalances as far as chemicals and stuff. Cause it's like even like, and I just know that from being a person that's been experimenting with stuff like drugs and stuff. Like that's why there's things like withdrawal. You know what I'm saying? You putting these chemicals in your body consistently, and then when you stop, you feel irritable, you feel anxious. You can't eat, you can't sleep. You might feel sad. You know what I'm saying? You might feel uppity. So it's like that's just it's like it's just math, like 1 plus 1. Like if you're doing this, these kind of results come. So I feel like definitely when I get on my fasting and fruits and smoothies, I'm feeling way more balanced and zen and focused and
Yeah.
not really tripping off too much. Just because even if it's things going on in my life, the inside of me is feeling cool, so I'm feeling cool on that part. Where it's like it's not a thing, and it's not a lot of I think a lot of mental health problems come from people also having illnesses and stuff too. Because you're
Yeah.
not gonna be always happy if you're feeling pain every now and then or whatever the problem might be. So I feel like the more we take care of our body and them senses, it's just gonna trickle effect into society and how people treat other people. And the better they treat themselves and the better they feel overall, it's gonna be way better.
Yeah. And so have you like developed, would you say like healthier outlets that counter indulging in substances?
Man, I'll be 100% honest. I'm figuring it out. Like I can't even call it, because I feel like the coping part of it
Hmm.
kind of lingers, and that's where I got to figure out how to distract myself. Because if I'm not doing work, like it'd be down days sometimes where I'm not booked to do any shoots, or I'm not really in the mood to record any music. I don't have any beats or whatever, or the case may be. So it's like I'm kind of just studying or learning. I try to just I gotta just find more things to do to put my mind to, where I'm not really having my mind racing on irrelevant things, or not even to say it's irrelevant, but just have my mind racing on just other life things to make me be like, all right, let me go do something, and take my mind off of this, or take my vibe off of this. So definitely, it's a work in progress. That never is the easy part. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
there's always so much things you can do. I got addicted to traveling. I'll say over this last year, just trying to even be distracted and learn different things and move around. I like to just go out and move and travel. I feel like that keeps my mind off of it too. But yeah, definitely need to find more outlets and things I'm interested in, as far as that's also enjoyable. I could do 100 things, but I also want to have fun doing it.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like it's also important, like, to have these like different outlets, just because I feel like society as a whole, that's our go-to. If something going on in your life, or if something happens, the first thing that people always go to is substances. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Hmm.
I
Definitely.
think, like, nobody's perfect, but I think like that is like something that needs to be highlighted. And I feel like as a society they don't really give pointers or even just suggestions of other things you can do. A lot of things are like pushed in our face intentionally. And
Mm,
so, yeah, it's definitely all about finding a balance for sure.
definitely, definitely. I feel like that's something like I think it just comes down to purpose too. The more you delve into your purpose and your goals and what you want to do, the less you want to do things that are going to hinder you from them things. So it's like the more, like, I always had goals, but the more I'm like getting closer to them, it's making it easier for me to stop these things. Cause I'm like, all right, I always had a purpose. Like, since I like first went plant based and was discovering all this stuff and studying and finding myself, I'm like, all right, my purpose. I was figuring out myself and my purpose. But then it's like when it comes down to even to the business aspect and being successful or whatever you want to call it, or doing things now, I'm like, as I'm building that and that's getting bigger and I'm getting closer to that and more things is happening, I'm like, all right, it's making me easier to put all this stuff to the side because I have responsibilities. I got to be on point. I got to do this and that and that. So I feel like definitely finding a purpose is also going to help you, or anybody out there, um, stray away from going to substances. You'll probably just want to delve more into your purpose and what you want to do rather than, you know, do that type of stuff.
A lot of people, and we already had this conversation slightly, but like a lot of people are maybe intentionally, unintentionally, like put in survival mode and they operate in survival mode. And I feel like a lot of people are not necessarily thinking about what their purpose is due to them just trying to survive. And so,
Facts.
what is something that kept you focused on like still determining and being determined and reaching like your goals and being focused on your purpose?
I feel like you just gotta put the Most High first. You gotta put God first, and you gotta know that you are favored by God or the Most High, and there's a path for you, and there's things that happening for a reason. Like, if you put too much pressure on yourself and play victim, is when you're gonna fall into them traps. Cause it's the point of time, like, I was sleeping out my car, you feel me? Like, thugging it out of state, a state I never been lived in, I don't know nothing about. But I knew it was all happening for a reason. Like, I had to go through these things to learn certain things. And as much as I was in super survival mode then, you know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
I still made time to look at life and to analyze myself and analyze life, analyze nature, analyze the world. I'll never put that in hindsight because I always put the Most High first in their plan, because we can only do so much. We co-creators. I feel like, I'm saying, as much free will as we have and stuff. Like, a tornado could come and tear down your whole business building in one day. You know what I'm saying? So you think you big dog crane whatever buildings and crane all this stuff, and you got the hottest cars, and then the storm come and wash all that shit up. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
nature and God is always the rulers at the end of the day, and it's law and order. You feel me? So we co-creators, but we still got to keep that other 50% to know, like, leave it to them too. You feel me? Because
Yeah.
it's not all our plans. So we just, I don't know. It's hard to, you can't really even put that into people though. You feel me? It's just something they got to figure out for themselves, because some people, like, there's atheists exist, like people that don't believe in God. There's people that believe in all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really, I can't tell them any different. It's just something that gotta hit you like it hit me. You feel me? It's something you gotta go through or see and experience, and it hits you in different ways. And these coincidences happen, and you see these signs, and you're like, nah, it's something that make you just delve deeper into. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's nothing you can't. I can't really. I could just advise people to try to find a higher power, or look deeper into the subtle, unseen meanings of life, and the unseen metaphors and the signs that happen in life, and then try to just be grateful and have faith, and just the more you clean up your heart and just purify your steps, you're gonna get right where you gotta be.
That's a big one. Emphasis on the clean up your heart.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Cause even like we all go through shit. You know what I'm saying? And we all human. You feel me? And it hits you, and you gonna carry it off. You either gonna let it go, or you gonna just carry it. It's gonna weigh a bigger burden on you as the days go by, because you keep holding on to it. It's like a snowball going down the hill. Like you're gonna keep carrying it, keep rolling with it, keep rolling. It's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger until you just snap one day. So you just gotta certain things you gotta let go. You gotta let God, like, because definitely the heart is like the center point of everything in your life. Like, ain't nothing gonna go smooth for you if your heart dirty. Like, if you don't, because that's just I feel like as far as like a energy aspect and a spiritual aspect, when it comes to intention and what you're doing, like if your heart not in the right place when you're doing it, it's gonna be corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's gonna be like it's like static. It's like when I think of things when it comes to energy and intentions and motion. It's like a radio signal. You feel me? It's like the static gonna be there if you don't got that clean one straight line signal. You feel me? Then it's
Yeah.
gonna be static, is because it's impurities in there, it's corruptness in there. You feel me? So it's gonna take you left, right, left, right. You're gonna be zigzagging because you're not all the way right yet. So Lauren Hill said it. How you gonna win if you ain't right with them? For sure.
Facts.
You already
So
know.
how are you ensuring that like you're consciously keeping your heart pure?
Prayer, just going into into nature, just always just asking for forgiveness and certain things. Cause we all human, we make mistakes. We have our times where we have our wicked ways and feel like you know what I'm saying. Cause even nature wicked in some ways. You see what I'm saying? So that's a part of humans. Like it's not to say like the darkness is forbidden. This is all you got to be all light because it's a balance. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's maintaining the balance is the key to it, not leaning too much towards either side. You feel me? You walk in the middle path, like where you got it's they both there, but you're not too much holding on to one side and saying this is that. You feel me? So I feel like maintaining that balance and me just praying and things like that keep me developing and keep me growing. You feel me? So even when I do go through my little periods of being on this or being on that, I always shake back and get back to, because I'm always keeping that first. Always keeping the most high first. Always keeping nature first and praying and asking for them to guide me in my steps and stuff like that. So I could, even when I might slip a little bit, but I fall. You feel me? So
Yeah.
for sure, you gotta just keep that, cause it's gonna happen. You gonna backstep. You gonna do something. You gonna a mistake gonna happen. You gonna do that. You gonna go through a real life situation. It's gonna bring trauma into you or something. Things happen. So that's life. But you just gotta keep the plan first. Keep the most highs first, and then you gonna get over it.
Personally, how have you like strengthened your intuition? Like, how have you over time learned to like trust yourself?
Just keep getting smacked in the face. it's like it's like
Learning the
you got
hard
to
way.
learn the hard way. You gonna keep having that feeling like, damn, I think this motherfucker gonna pick his arm up and slap me in the face, and you just go against it and keep your head there, and then you get slapped. You only gonna get slapped so much time, so you feel that feeling and say, nah, I'm gonna move my head this time. You feel me?
I feel
And I
that.
feel like that's like you just gotta go. That just comes with years of experience, wisdom, like just experience. You feel me? Like because we all have these different things in us, and we'll feel it, and then the more times you realize like I was right, you're gonna be like, all right, now I know when I get this feeling and this energy come over me, I know what's about to happen. I know what this is. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That just come with experience. I feel like for sure.
What's the lesson that you've learned the hard way?
Man, it's a few of them things. I was saying like it's a few of them things. I say, I don't know. I can't call it. I can't call it. I can't call like on one thing that's bigger than others. So much things, but like just just simple life things like just dealing with trust and yeah, dealing with trust in the heart and dealing with humans, like
Yeah.
people grow, people change. I feel like them are some of the hardest lessons you learn. Yeah, just dealing with people overall. I can't even just pinpoint it on one thing, but just you learn to just have detachment. You feel me? Have a healthy relationship with people, like where it's like you don't you're not possessing anything of them. You feel me? But you enjoying them for who they are. What's yours for that? What's
A
your
lesson I've learned the hard way. Hmm. I mean, like you said, I feel like none of them are bigger than the other, but one of the ones that I felt like was a big one for me was just learning that not every like, and I feel like this is some shit that everybody who is a giver says. Cause
mm-hmm.
everybody who knows me knows, like, if I got it, you got it. That's no question. You don't even gotta
That's a fact.
ask. You
That's
feel
a
me? And so I think like one of the biggest lessons was like realizing that people do put themselves around you for that specific.
big
And
fact.
so like the lesson was just like me continuously getting used by people until I finally was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to
Yeah,
have better
how to
discernment.
stay no business, man. Like,
You feel me?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
so
definitely not becoming what hurt you. For
because I feel like that's something that's also like a norm for society, is like some shit happened and now like you turn into the hurt person who hurt you. And so
yep.
I think it's just like instead of doing that, I think you can still be yourself, but you just have to find better people to give your like true self to. Like it's nothing wrong with being a giver, but you just have to
Mm-hmm.
find people who deserve it, or like keep it for yourself. Learn how to like tell people no. Like that was another thing, like learning how to tell people no, like just simply no, and not feel guilty about it.
For sure. Yeah, for the people, this the key part of this podcast for the people with big hearts, man. Because you know how we do, but it's like definitely. I feel like I was saying earlier, like detachment and not feeling like having expectations, because it's like that's what I just been learning too as well. That was a big lesson for me, just like give and do because I want to do it, not to because I'm hoping this person does this for me, or I'm hoping this person um, will reciprocate this in some type of, like, I try to just purify my actions and like this is something I want to do, so I'm gonna do it. You feel me? And it's something you learn and you get better with, and I feel like that's been a huge lesson for me. But I always mainly, like I said, I put the Most High first. I put God first. I said like if I'm doing this, my more intentions I'm doing for the Most High, because however, whatever they put me in a position to do this action, and even if you don't do it for me, the Most High gonna work something out where some stranger might come in, So it's like I try to put the Most High first, where it's like it's me and them. You feel me? More than it's me and my fellow humans. You feel me? Because
Right.
like either way it goes, the spirit is working through everybody anyway for them to do what they doing, whether it's a dark spirit or a light spirit, or you feel me? It's our actions is mostly coming from the charge that's whatever the spirit that's on the planet that's making us do these things. You feel me? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I just try to put that first because it's like that's the one that's calling the shots for real, for real. I ain't trying to put too much expectations on human people more than life. Life is so I don't even know how to put it in words, but yeah, I would get like super. Cause I'm not even like super religious too on that. I'm not to say like I'm bringing up God a lot in the Most Highs, but I'm not
Yeah,
like.
but I think God is like whoever you want it to be. I don't really like when I hear God. I know like some people hear the word God, and since they're not religious, they miss the whole message. But I think like when you speak
Mm-hmm.
about God, it could be the trees, the sun, your shoestrings. It could be whatever. Like you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you believe in, that's what it is.
Exactly, for sure. 'Cause I'm not putting no name on it or whatever, but it exists. It's something. You feel me? It's something. I was making all this shit even possible. Like I remember we spoke about it a little before, and I was like, when I was young, what made me even get into all these views and stuff was I always was used to talk to my brother like, man, what if none of this shit existed? Like it was no Earth, no moon, no stars, no universe, and it was just nothing. Like what would that be like? What is that? You feel me? So that just kind of made me be like, nah, like something, what I'm saying? Like this is coming from somewhere. Like this has to be some kind of plan to it. Like it's something going on. You feel me? Because I'm like, what is all this for? Like if none of this existed, like what would that even be? And that just
Nothing. Or nothing, but in a sense like everything, like,
yeah,
like that's like the ultimate realm of possibilities, which is why I feel like we are here, like when you're in that
mhm,
realm for so long, like anything can literally happen.
yep. That's how I believe it's just hundreds of worlds like this. You feel me? Just in different types of variables. Because just I feel like it's just creation of thought. Whatever it started from is just creations of thought. It's like when you look around your room right now, like everything in your room was somebody's thought at one point, and it became
Right.
a physical thing. Like the table, this phone that we talking on, everything was somebody's thought, and then it just became. They made it physical and made it a thing. You feel me? So it's
Right. And
like
that's also why, like, I feel like that's like one of the bigger reasons, like, outside of what everybody else knows that their purpose is, like, one of the bigger reasons for us to be here is to bring whatever it is in our mind into the physical realm. Because, we are spiritual beings having this human experience, but, like, in the spirit realm, we can't eat pizza and we can't, like, go play basketball and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
yeah.
that's why we are here to like literally physically manifest our hopes and dreams and desires.
Facts and actually get to experience it in real time. Like I feel like even in the dream world, like you were saying, like things are just like an instant. It's like everything's happening in a snap. You'll be in Alaska in one scene, and then you in Africa in the next 2 minutes. It's like everything is just fast happening, just scenes shifting. So it's like I feel like even this reality, like you saying, is giving us a chance to experience it in slow motion and get the feelings and emotions from everything. And with experience in life, you feel how it feels to get hit in your kneecap. You feel what it feels to have feelings for people. You feel what it feels like to create something from scratch and bring it into the physical, like you said. So yeah, I definitely think this is like a training grounds and experience grounds for just building and manifesting life for sure.
Definitely.
But that's a
So
good.
I have some closing cues for you.
Okay, okay.
And so the first one is, what inspires you the most?
Life overall, I care nature for sure. Nature number.
Nature.
Yeah, I just love everything about nature.
Okay. And how do you recharge?
Nature. I'm
Nature.
going outside, sitting by a tree. I walk barefoot in the grass, put my feet in the dirt, and just take off, like not pay attention to my phone for a little bit. Prayer. That recharges me for sure every time.
What is something you're currently unlearning?
I'm unlearning to make assumptions.
Okay, that's a good one. Are you quick to make assumptions?
Yeah, that's just my paranoia and my hurt. I'm learning it though.
Okay.
I'll be doing my self therapy, so I'll be reflecting a lot, and I'll be like, damn, yeah, I do be assuming some shit. People got their own lives and things they might tell you about and they got going on, but I do make assumptions sometimes. Like, nah, they definitely doing this or they felt this way. That's why they did that, but it'll be a whole different thing. You feel me? So
Yeah,
like I've been learning that. Like I don't do that as much now, but it's still in me just of my like paranoia and hurt, and that's why I like got to realize it could be other people feeling the same way too, and we got to realize that sometimes like we make assumptions based on our past experiences or trauma, and when it's like it's not always that all the time. You feel me?
I feel that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
What is something you feel is underrated?
Um, I had seen this quote, and I feel like it said, what did it say? Being nice is overrated, and being genuine is underrated. Something like basically that quote one is just being underrated with being like I don't know. Even growing up, I think maybe I don't know. I was like I didn't have like a super like cushioned upbringing, so I feel like I always been like a tough love kind of person. Like I'd rather just give it to you straight than try to sugarcoat it and and make it fluffy. What I'm saying? I feel like it's just that kind of be overrated sometimes, like fluffing up stuff rather than just shooting that shit straight.
And what do you want to leave this world with? Like your legacy.
Respect overall. If I could leave a respect, I think I did enough because that would carry on. That would carry on forever.
Okay. And last but not least, what are you most thankful for?
Currently and over, I'm thankful for health. Like I don't have any food allergies. I don't have any illnesses. I don't have any broken bones. I don't have no like nothing my whole life. I never had like any serious health issues, and I'm just thankful for that overall every day because I know people and there's people close to me with different things going on. It's like you got to be grateful and thankful for your health if you have it and try to maintain it the best you could because it just make life smooth, and just it's overall a peaceful experience.
Definitely. Okay, well, let everybody know what you got going on and where they can find you so they can tap in.
Y'all can tap in with your boy Aya the Llama on every platform. Every platform is Aya the Llama, EYEOFTHELAMA, Llama with one L. Aya the Llama on everything you could think of. And y'all can follow me on any platform. I'm gonna follow you back. I'm gonna tap in with you. Shoot me a message if you want to work. I'm up to, I do music, I do photos, I do videos, baby showers, commercials, promotional videos, weddings, studio shoots, music videos. So, tap in if you're trying to work. I travel state to state, country to country, wherever you need me, I'm going to pull up.
All that, all that. Okay, everyone. Well, as always, thank you for listening and stay tuned for the next one.
Big chlorophyll, big days.